What if I told you that the financial event you've been waiting for, the one that has been the subject of countless rumors and years of speculation, is no longer a matter of if, but a matter of when and how, in a way that is more structured and official than anyone could have previously imagined. The landscape of the Iraqi dinar has fundamentally shifted from the shadows of hopeful forums into the stark light of a tangible, operational reality. For years, the narrative was controlled by cryptic sources and unverified claims, creating a fog of uncertainty that frustrated even the most steadfast investors. But that fog is now lifting, replaced by the concrete pillars of a financial infrastructure that is not only being built but is, as we speak, fully live and awaiting activation. The confirmation of 160 high-security international exchange centers being fully operational is the single most significant piece of evidence to date that the revaluation is proceeding on a deliberate, strategic, and official timeline. This is not a leak from an unnamed insider, this is the logical conclusion drawn from the physical creation of a global network designed for a single, monumental purpose. Think about the sheer scale of that undertaking. 160 facilities, scattered across key financial hubs globally, each one a fortress of security and compliance, each one equipped with the technology to handle a transaction of historic proportions. The establishment of these centers is a deafening statement of intent from the powers that be. It signals a transition from theoretical planning to executable protocol. It means that the mechanism for the exchange is no longer a blueprint, it is a machine, built, tested, and currently in a state of readiness. The existence of these centers answers the perennial question of, how will this logistically work, with a resounding and clear answer, through a pre-established, secure, and global channel. This move effectively nullifies the biggest criticism from skeptics, which always revolved around the impracticality of a global currency event. How would millions of people exchange a currency without causing absolute chaos? The answer was to build the infrastructure for it first, in silence and with precision, and then to announce it. We are now in the final phase of that silence. The creation of this network also speaks volumes about the anticipated volume and value of the event. You do not build a superhighway for a handful of cars, you build it for a continuous, heavy flow of traffic. Similarly, these 160 centers are not designed for a minor adjustment or a slow trickle of exchanges. They are built to accommodate a surge, a global movement of value that will be processed in an orderly and secure fashion. This is a clear indicator that the anticipated rate is significant enough to warrant a global, institutional-level response. The very fact that these centers are described as high security points to the immense value they will be processing and the need to protect both the asset and the individual conducting the exchange. This isn't a casual currency booth at an airport, this is a financial institution built for a singular, historic moment. The waiting game has therefore evolved. It is no longer about waiting for a decision, but about waiting for the synchronized go signal within a predetermined and official timeline. The pieces are all in their places on the global chessboard. The pawns, knights, and rooks, the central banks, the international monetary funds, the governments, have been moving into their strategic positions for years. The establishment of these 160 centers is the final placement of the key pieces, setting the stage for the endgame. This is the physical proof that the revaluation is an engineered event, not a random market fluctuation, and its execution is now a matter of global coordination, not hopeful speculation. The foundation has been poured, the walls are up, and the doors are ready to be unlocked. All that remains is for the clock to strike the appointed hour. So why 2025? Why has this specific year emerged as the focal point for this financial transition? The timeline is not arbitrary, it is the culmination of a complex web of political, economic, and technological deadlines that have all been converging towards this period, creating a window of necessity and opportunity. The political landscape in Iraq has been stabilizing, moving towards a government that can engage with the international community on a firmer footing. Years of conflict and reconstruction have given way to a phase of economic negotiation and integration. A key driver is Iraq's ongoing relationship with the International Monetary Fund and World Bank, which have been pushing for extensive economic reforms as a condition for continued support and integration into the global economy. A cornerstone of these reforms is the move away from a cash-dominated, opaque economy to a transparent, digitized financial system. The revaluation of the currency is the central pillar of this modernization effort. It is impossible to be a serious player in the modern global financial arena with a currency that is not internationally recognized or easily convertible. The 2025 deadline aligns with the conclusion of several of these multi-year reform programs, making it a logical and almost inevitable checkpoint for the launch of the new dinar. Furthermore, the global economic environment itself is creating a unique pressure for a reset. With nations grappling with unprecedented debt levels, inflation, and the shifting sands of geopolitical power, the idea of a global currency reset is no longer a fringe theory but a topic of serious, albeit quiet, discussion among economic think tanks. The current global reserve system is showing significant strains, and a recalibration is seen by many as a necessary step towards a more balanced multipolar world. The Iraqi dinar, with its underlying value tied to vast oil reserves and untapped mineral wealth, is positioned to become a significant regional, and potentially global, currency in this new landscape. The 2025 timeline allows for this event to be orchestrated in a controlled manner, rather than being forced by a sudden and chaotic collapse of the current system. It is the difference between a planned surgical procedure and an emergency operation. The planned nature of this event is also evident in the technology being deployed. This leads us to the most compelling evidence for a 2025 reality: the integration of blockchain and digital asset technology. The Central Bank of Iraq has been aggressively pursuing a digital dinar initiative, and this is not a separate project from the revaluation, it is its backbone. The 160 exchange centers are not just physical buildings, they are nodes in a vast, secure digital network. The use of blockchain technology provides the immutability, security, and transparency required for an event of this magnitude. Every dinar note can be tracked, every transaction recorded on a secure ledger, preventing fraud, counterfeiting, and the very capital flight that skeptics often cite as a reason the RV cannot happen. This technological layer is the final piece of the puzzle that makes a 2025 launch not only feasible but prudent. It allows the Central Bank of Iraq and its international partners to manage the process with surgical precision, controlling the flow and velocity of the new currency into the global market. This isn't the Wild West, it is a meticulously planned financial operation using 21st-century technology. The convergence of Iraq's internal reform deadlines, the pressures of the global economic climate, and the maturity of the necessary security technology have all created a perfect storm, with 2025 as its eye. This is not a date plucked from the air by hopeful investors, it is the logical expiration date on an old system and the launch date for a new one, dictated by the hard realities of global finance and technological progress. The countdown is not based on rumor, but on reason. For you, the investor who has held on through years of uncertainty, this shift from speculation to structure changes everything. Your patience is now being matched by preparation at the highest levels. The question is no longer if you will be able to exchange, but how you will navigate the new financial landscape that emerges immediately after. The activation of these 160 centers will trigger a chain of events that will redefine wealth on a global scale. This is the core of the long-anticipated global currency reset in action. It represents a fundamental repricing of global assets to reflect their true, tangible value, moving away from the fiat debt-based system that has dominated for decades. The Iraqi dinar, with its asset-backed potential, is poised to be a cornerstone of this new financial architecture. For you, this means that the value of your dinar is not just about a number on a screen, it is about the tangible goods, services, and assets that number will be able to command in the new economy. This is a transfer from paper-based perceived value to asset-backed real value. The implications are profound. It means that individuals who have positioned themselves in undervalued, asset-backed currencies like the dinar will have a unique opportunity to participate in the global economy from a position of renewed strength. This is not about getting rich quick, it is about the rectification of a global monetary imbalance. It's about your financial efforts and foresight being recognized and rewarded by the market's return to a foundation of real value. However, with this historic opportunity comes a historic responsibility. The moment the gates open at these 160 centers, the world of high finance will descend upon you with every imaginable offer, scheme, and proposal. Your discernment in the hours, days, and weeks following the announcement will be the most critical factor in your long-term success. This is why the information you are receiving right now is more valuable than ever. Understanding that this is a structured, official process should fill you with confidence and a sense of calm. You do not need to rush. You do not need to panic. The centers are built to handle the volume, and you will have a designated window to conduct your exchange in a secure and orderly manner. The fear of missing out must be replaced with a strategy for sustained prosperity. This involves having a plan for your newfound resources that goes beyond mere consumption. Think about legacy, about investments that generate lasting income, about philanthropic endeavors that create positive change, and about protecting your wealth through sound legal and financial structures. The post-RV world will be a blank canvas, and you will hold the brush. Will you paint a picture of fleeting extravagance or one of generational stability and impact? The preparation you do now, mentally and strategically, will determine that outcome. This is the true meaning of the journey you have been on. It was never just about waiting for a rate, it was about preparing yourself to be a steward of a new form of value in a new world. The long wait has been your training ground, building your patience, your discernment, and your resilience. Those qualities will be your greatest assets in the new dawn that is approaching. The financial shift is imminent, but the personal transformation it enables is the ultimate goal. You have stayed the course through the darkest hours of doubt and misinformation. Now, as the sun of truth begins to rise, revealing the solid structures that have been built in the night, stand ready. Your vigilance is about to be validated, and your journey is about to enter its most exciting and purposeful chapter. The narrative has officially changed, and you are at the very heart of it. So, what is the very first thing you will do when the official announcement is made? Do you have your documents ready? Have you identified the nearest of those 160 centers? Have you begun to outline a financial plan that focuses on legacy and impact over short-term gratification? This is your call to action. Do not wait for the announcement to start thinking about these questions. The most successful individuals in this new era will be those who prepared not just their currency, but their minds. Use this time wisely. Research asset protection. Contemplate what truly matters to you beyond material wealth. Get your affairs in order. When the signal is given, you won't be scrambling in a panic of excitement, you will be executing a preconceived plan with clarity and purpose. This is your moment. Prepare to step into it not as a lucky spectator, but as a conscious architect of your future. The world is about to change. Ensure that you are ready to change with it, for the better.